The light's not very good right now, but this is the back of the house where the turnaround is. This is what we pull the car out into. And then we drive down this part of the driveway, which goes downhill a bit. The light's not awfully great right now, since it's just dusk, but you can see we've scraped it, but there's a lot of ice here, all the way down. And if I get over in the center here, you'll be able to see the turn at the bottom. And you see that the driveway makes a turn at the bottom, and the later part of this thing gets even slicker. Alright, I'm going to walk down the hill now so you can see the rest of this driveway. Before I do though, I want to show you what I have on my feet. There's some kind of micro spikes that are great for walking on ice. And believe me, I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't wearing these things. So you can see, as we walk down here, this is nothing but ice. Ice, ice, ice. A few little patches where the stone is exposed from when we plowed. But most of it is just plain old ice. When you're driving down this hill and you get to this turn, it gets a little bit dicey because if you take it too fast, you could end up over into the little field on the other side of where you see the snow plowed area piled up. But you can see that's ice all the way around. So we're going to make the return now. And you can see too that a lot of this ice is not even. It's kind of small, different levels, which catches the tires a lot. So when you're driving on this, it's kind of like a carnival ride, because you think you're in the tracks, and then you'll hit a piece of ice that's a little uneven, and it'll just jerk you one way or the other, which is kind of scary. But we do it anyway. So as you can see, we're still going down the driveway. This thing's 2/10 of a mile long from beginning to end, from the house to the end. And you can see some big bird tracks here too. I don't know what kind they are. Could be a turkey. And you can see this area over here is a right-of-way, which nobody can get through now because the snow is plowed up in it and it's frozen over. But normally this is the right-of-way halfway up the driveway that the gas company uses to get onto the other side of the creek where the gauges are for the pipeline. Our meters are on a production pipeline, and that's the way they get over there. So this area where we are now is a slight elevation. It's an elevation that when the weather's good, you don't even notice. But when there's ice on it, you feel every little bit of it. And you wonder if you're going to get up it. So this is the rest of the icy driveway. We're coming up to the lip here. And you'll see the little hill that we have to negotiate before we can make the rest of the driveway. If we don't get up this first little hillock, then we don't get in. And before we had four-wheel drive cars, that used to happen a lot. You can see the scraper on the plow got the center section pretty good, but where the tires hit, still solid ice, mainly because it's lower than the rest of the area because it gets tracked all the time. Now you can see here, this is going downhill to the neighbors' houses, to Froh Street. Now I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to turn around so that you can see what this looks like when you're coming in the car and you know you're going to have to make this hill. This solid ice hill. I'm going to have to fix one of my spike things here. I am not wearing the right size for my boots. I'm borrowing Dave's, and his feet are a little bit bigger. So here we go. So here's the end of the driveway. You can see it makes a little turn before we get out onto the street. And this is the private part of the street, which does not get plowed. It only gets traveled. And so you can see all the snow has been packed down into ice, except where we've managed to scrape it a little bit. All right, I'm going to turn around here so that you can see. This is kind of what you have to negotiate when you're first entering my driveway. And as you go up that little hill, that you see there in the distance, that's the first obstacle that you have to pass. So now you see what my driveway looks like. And this is an adventure every time I come home.